Hey everyone, what we're going to do today is a compact flip and jig finesse style. In the vise we have a 1/4 ounce custom flipping head with a 2/0 Mustad 32 796 heavy wire flat eye hook, and the color is my own little creation there. It's just um, brown with a little bit of red and black, so you get this like a chestnut color, and there's a little bit of green pumpkin I put on the top because this pattern I call ditch craw, and it's real simple and easy. And we're going to get started here with some black 210 flat wax nylon as always. Let me get a little bit of a base started here. Yeah, this is almost like the ultimate in a compact flip and jig. I really like this. I always tied it on a brush head, but I like this custom head a little bit better. I fish it in around wood. You're talking uh, 7 7'4" medium heavy rod, 15 to 20 pound line. That's, you're not ultra heavy, but it's not a light jig either. It's pretty stout. So what we're going to do with this ditch craw is the first color I'm going to use is it's called cow tongue Dalmatian, and as the name suggests, it's like the color of a tongue. Um, it's a little like a reddish brown deal, and since we're tying it in a finesse configuration, what I did was I took one tab of it and I cut it in half. So we're going to take it and we're going to just leave a little bit off the top because that's again, it's like I said, it's finesse style, so we're going to have that crop top, spider cut skirt, whatever you want to call it. And all I do is just make sure it's halfway around. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to flip it up here, and we're going to put the other half in. Same way. If I can get a hold of it and not drop it and cause all kinds of general commotion. You could also put the whole tab on and work it around. Sometimes I do that when I'm a little pressed for time, but I found it easier if I just do half and half. I don't fight with it as much. It looks pretty good. We got good coverage. Now I'm going to leave it up like this because what we're going to add next is green pumpkin black Dalmatian. And you can see it's got those spots on it just like the cow tongue does. And it's a half a tab. And we're going to put half on the top and half on the bottom. He said, I really like this pattern. This is a good deal for stained to clear water, like a medium stain, foot and a half visibility all the way up to clear water. This will work in. It's particularly good here because it's a color that they don't. I think mixing the colors makes it a little more modeled, a little more real, and I don't see anybody throwing anything remotely close. So the pressured water that I fish, this works exceptionally well on. Your mileage may vary, but I can't see in a place where it wouldn't work. So we turn this down and we're going to take our other half of our half a tab, a half of a half, a quarter. And again, the only reason why I'm adding like green pumpkin and to this brown is to sort of dirty it up. I call it ditch craw based off of an old Excalibur XCS in the Real Craw series. they had like a gray type color, but it had this like reddish brown color in it. So since I didn't have any gray, I came up with my own deal. And I used the green pumpkin, and this is our final color. This is a full tab. Tab break, no big deal. This is a living image color called mossy craw. And what it is it's alternating bands of this brown and green pumpkin. And the brown is sort of like this chestnut color that I put on the head. Just going to take our mossy craw. And I'll leave links to all this material in the description. He said using all these colors, especially with the Dalmatian print, gives it a modeled appearance, which I think is more realistic. And it doesn't seem to hurt, that's for sure. When it comes time to fish the pressured water, like I deal with a lot. Not so much earlier in the year, but in the summer. By the time the summer hits, there's a lot of people, a lot of guys throwing a lot of different things, a lot of jigs, and I got to try to get any kind of an advantage I can. So having these colors that I know nobody else is going to be throwing really helps. And you try to develop the color, but you want it to be realistic at the same time as unique. So you give it a little bit of realism. That boosts your confidence. Always makes me feel better anyway. So we got all our tabs tied in. I'm just going to take my little clip here and pin this stuff back so I could finish the collar. And you want to really crank this down. Like I said, I normally tie this particular jig in this manner on my brush head. I have one that's similar to this, an Allegheny craw or a hot craw pattern too on the brush jig. So if you want to see this, a similar jig to this on the brush head, I'll leave a link in the description for that. Collar is nice and tight. And we're going to put a weed guard on here and a trailer. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And 6 more. 3, 4, 5, and 6. That got a little hairy at the end there. I don't want to trap any of this down, any of this silicone. Cut it off. We're going to take our loom water-based head cement. This is where this really comes in handy when you got all this silicone hanging real short here, because I know I'm going to get some of it, and with this not leaving a residue, it really helps. So we got everything tied in. I'm going to take my big scissors here, and what I do with this is I cut right just in front of that where that hook, the line tie is. And that's perfect. And out the back, we make it a little short. I like it about half inch, 5/8 past the bend of the hook. And the reason I want it short like that is it really gives it some extra flair in the water. They keep losing one. There's that. Now, we're going to put our trailer on. Normally for this, I use a Zoom Super Chunk Junior. But a good friend of mine, Art, he has a little thing, 3-hand tackle. He sent me this custom chunk in a color. It's hard to see, but it's actually brown. It's called mint brown. Mint brown black flake. It is awesome. It's brown with the touch of green, almost. It matches this ditch craw really well. And it's got a beefy body on it, so it's not going to pull out. And what I do is I thread this on, because the hook is long enough with that. It's a 2-aught hook, so it's going to come out right at the bottom. And then we push it up on. Now we're going to add our weed guard here. Some super glue gel. I like Loctite. Use whatever you like. Just a little bit. Green pumpkin weed guard. And we are done. And that is the little profile we get with this flipping jig. It's 54 strands, but it's not folded over. We have this collar. It slows the fall down, gives it a little bit bigger presence in the water. You can see it, the claws hang down just a little past our silicone, and you can see how that silicone lays out now. I mean, I'm barely holding this, and it's moving. This is a killer profile and a really good jig. In the summertime, real hot water, when they're not biting, this will get them. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.